So I am here to demonstrate you the second experiment of chemistry. That is, in this experiment we will perform some chemical reactions, and actually some reactions we will perform here, and those changes you have to identify whether the changes are chemical changes or physical changes. Okay, and next one, moreover, also you have to identify the type of chemical reactions involved in that chemical change. Okay, so for our second experiment, the aim of the experiment is, as you see here, to perform some chemical reactions and identify the type of reactions. And what kind of reactions we will perform today? Burning of magnesium ribbon, then reaction of zinc with dilute sulfuric acid, then reaction between ferrous and that is iron and copper sulfate solution. Got it? These reactions we will perform, and you have to identify the type of reaction involved. Got it? So, and after aim, the next point you have to mention in your records is material required. Got it? So what kind of material required for these reactions? You see here I have some chemical. This is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate is here, and I already have prepared the solution of copper sulfate with water. And you see the transparent true solution of copper sulfate is here. Okay, and to carry out the reactions I have some iron nails. Got it? I will dip. First of all, I will dip this iron nails in this copper sulfate solution, and let's see what happens. First of all, you should observe the color of iron. All of you know iron. The color of iron is grey. Got it? And the color of this solution, copper sulfate solution, is blue. And I am just letting these nails into this solution. Okay, and the reaction will take some time, so I will just leave it for about 15 minutes. One more, I have this nail, so also the nail is also dipped inside it. So 3 nails I have put inside the solution, and let's see what will happen. Other materials I have this copper sulfate. Okay, then for carrying out the burning of magnesium, I have the magnesium ribbon. Okay, this is the magnesium ribbon. Got it? The strip you see here, this is magnesium strip, and it will be burned, and petri dish is also needed. The ash after burning of this magnesium will be stored in this, will be taken in the petri dish, and water will be added, and then its chemical behavior, its property will be observed whether it is acid or base. So for this I have the red litmus paper. I have carried this red litmus paper. So test whether the ash, the solution of the magnesium ash is basic or acidic. We will see. Then for performing this second reaction, I have the zinc granules. You see in this china dish, the zinc granules and the dilute H2SO4 sulfuric acid. Got it? And for this, the test tube, beakers, this spatula, and burning this tongue and test tube holders are the accessory materials which are needed to carry out the reaction. Okay, and no doubt the burner. Got it? So let's perform one by one these activities. So first of all, burning of magnesium ribbon. So I have already taken this the strip of magnesium ribbon. I think you are able to watch this. Okay, it is clearly seen here. This is the strip of magnesium ribbon, and I am going to just lit this. Got it? And see, the special fire is there. It will take some time, and the precaution is to be taken while lighting it. Oh my God. The magnesium ribbon, it burns with dazzling white flame. Okay, see the white sharp flame. I think all the lights are open, and I am collecting the ash prepared here. Okay, you see the white, dazzling white flame. This magnesium ribbon, it burns with white flame, and the intensity of light is too much. Okay, so it should not be watched directly for a longer time. So see, this is, we have the ash, and this white ash, this is magnesium oxide. Okay, because combustion is what? Combustion is actually reaction of the combustible substance with oxygen, and after reaction with oxygen, this magnesium converted into this ash. This is magnesium oxide. Okay, this is magnesium oxide, and I am I will add a little amount of water here. Some more is there, some more ash is here. So I am collecting the ash, and I will add a little amount of water to it. The little amount of water is added, and you know, earlier you also have learned this in previous classes. This magnesium oxide, the solution of magnesium oxide, it is not completely soluble in water. Okay, the calcium oxide, magnesium oxide, these are not the alkalis. The bases which dissolve perfectly completely in water, they are called alkali, and this is not the alkali. But this solution of this in water, let's see what will happen. I have with me the red litmus paper. Okay, and you know, this is the red litmus paper, and I am dipping this red litmus into this solution of this magnesium oxide, and you see the color, and you see what is the color now. Focus here. Are you able to watch this? So this is the red litmus, and the half of the litmus turned to blue. What does it demonstrate? So what do you tell about the nature of this solution? Yes, obviously it is basic in nature. Okay, because the base, this turning of red litmus to blue is the clear indication that the solution is having basic property. Got it? So we can say that after combustion of magnesium oxide is prepared, and its solution with water is basic in nature. So what the reaction actually takes place here? This magnesium plus oxygen, what does it form? MgO. So after balancing the reaction, this is the reaction. Got it? And what happened? We were having only the magnesium strip we were having, and that metal after combustion with oxygen, combustion means the reaction with oxygen. So this reaction takes place, and you see two reactants are there, magnesium and oxygen. And after combining these both, the single product has been formed. Got it? And that product is magnesium oxide, and it is basic in nature, which we have seen that its solution in water, it turned red litmus to blue. That means this is basic in nature. This is magnesium oxide, whose nature is basic. Means this happens when its solution, so it forms MgOH whole twice. Got it? The reaction is already balanced. MgO, when react with this magnesium oxide, when react with water, it forms magnesium hydroxide. Got it? So this is the first reaction which we have seen, and in this reaction burning of magnesium ribbon, what happened actually? Two reactants, they combine to form a single product. So such kind of reaction in which two substances react with each other and form a single product, such kind of reactions are called combination reaction. So yes, the new substance is formed. So this first reaction is chemical reaction. It is a chemical change. Got it? And what kind of chemical reaction is this? Combination reaction. Because two substances are being combined here. Got it? So let's see the another one. Let's see this. I have already done this. This blue colored copper sulfate and iron nails have been dipped inside this. Got it? And the color of this copper sulfate solution is somehow changing. Okay, you see the bluish color is turning something, and I can show you. See this nail. See this nail, and I think this brown part you see here. This brown part. This much part is grey in color, and this much part turned brown. Got it? So where does this brown deposition came here? This brown is the copper which came from this solution. That means this iron has displaced copper from the solution of copper sulfate. Got it? So here what reaction is taking place here? And the reaction is continued. And at the last, I will show you the color of that solution also. What actually happened here? In the second case, we were having the solution of copper sulfate and iron was added. The nails of iron was added. So what actually happened here? This iron is more reactive in comparison to this copper. So it will able to displace the copper from its solution of its salt. Got it? So what actually happened? This FeSO4 is formed. Ferrous sulfate is formed, and this copper is displaced from the solution, and it is deposited on this nail. So this blue colored copper sulfate solution, it turned into light green color, because now after this reaction, the substance, earlier the substance was copper sulfate, and now which was blue in color, and after this reaction, the solution is now ferrous sulfate, which is light green in color. So the color of the solution, it turns from blue to light green, and the brown colored copper is deposited over the iron nails. Okay, now about the third reaction. This we have discussed, this iron and copper sulfate, and now reaction between zinc and dilute sulfuric acid. Let's see. Okay, so I will take this acid, some granules in the test tube. Actually, I have taken this granule in test tube. Got it? And I am adding some acid to this, and before doing this, before handling some corrosive chemicals, we should use the test tube holder, and at the time of heating also we should use the test tube holders for safety. Okay, let's wait for some time. So I am adding dilute sulfuric acid, and watch what happened. See, the fume is coming out, and precautions should be taken. not to inhale the fumes releasing here. So brisk effervescence you can observe. Got it? These bubbles are coming out of the solution. These bubbles are coming out of this acid, and some gas is evolved here. Got it? Now see what actually happened in this. And after this reaction, this test tube becomes hot. The temperature of the test tube increases. Got it? Because this reaction involves heat. Heat is evolved during this reaction, and such kind of reactions are also called exothermic reactions. Exothermic. When quick water is added to the quicklime, then it also becomes very hot. Okay. So what actually happened here? We were having this H2SO4, that is dilute sulfuric acid. Got it? And we added the zinc granules to it. And the same reaction has taken place, which we have seen earlier in case of copper sulfate and iron. This zinc is more reactive than hydrogen. So the metals which are more reactive than hydrogen, they are able to displace hydrogen from the acids. So whenever metal reacts with acid, hydrogen gas is released. So what happened here? This sulfate ion binds with zinc. So zinc sulfate is formed along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas is evolved during the reaction. The gas which evolved, that was hydrogen, and the solution now, this is not acid, this is zinc sulfate. Got it? The bubbles are there, otherwise zinc sulfate is colorless. So this reaction has taken place here. So you see what kind of reaction is this? This is also a displacement reaction. You see this hydrogen is displaced by this zinc, and zinc has taken the place of hydrogen, and it removes hydrogen from the acid, and this free hydrogen is evolved during the reaction. Got it? So some gas is evolved. That means the new substance has been formed. Earlier the substance was not free. So this is also a chemical change, not the physical change. And what kind of reaction is this? If chemical change is there, we represented this chemical change by this chemical reaction. Got it? And this reaction is actually, the representation is actually called chemical equation. And these kind of chemical reactions are called displacement reaction. Got it? Some other reactions are there also, some in which the opposite of this combination reaction. In some reactions, what happened? A single substance, it broken down, it gets break down into a number of products. Got it? Such kind of reaction is called decomposition reaction. Decomposition can take place by heat, light, or electricity. Some kind of energy may be needed for decomposition. Okay. So like calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it turns into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is released. So one reactant and many products have been formed. Like this calcium carbonate, when it is heated, it gives calcium oxide and a colorless, odorless gas releases, which turns lime water milky. This is the identification of carbon dioxide. Means single substance, it gives two products. So this kind of reaction is called decomposition reaction. Got it? One another type of reaction is also there. This was the single displacement, that one substance displaces the another one. In some other type of reaction, what happens? The two compounds, let's see one example here. Two compounds, they take place of each other. In the two compounds, the ions take place of one another, like this Na2SO4. This is sodium sulfate plus BaCl2. This is barium chloride. And when the reaction takes place, what actually happens here? The displacement takes place here. But the both of them takes place of each other. Got it? So ultimate product formed here is BaSO4 plus NaCl. So what happened? This chlorine Cl part binds with sodium. So NaCl has been formed. This part binds with this part. Got it? ये दोनों आपस में बाइंड हो जाएंगे and this part sulfate binds with this barium. So barium sulfate and sodium chloride has been formed. Means what happened? This barium and sodium both has exchanged their place. Sodium has taken the place of barium. So barium was not free. He just went to the place of sodium. So in this way, such kind of reaction are also displacement reaction, and since both have displaced each other, so this is called double displacement reaction. Okay, and this BaSO4, it appears like it is insoluble in aqueous medium, so it is appeared in white color. So white precipitate has been formed. Got it? So this is all for today's activities. So this record has to be maintained, and I will send you the detailed record. Got it? So that's उस रिकॉर्ड में आप सारा इसका ऑब्जर्वेशंस और सारे उसके रिजल्ट वगैरह आप लिख सकते हैं. Precautions must be taken as handling the chemicals. We should be careful, and this apparatus and the chemicals should be handled with care. And during the burning of magnesium ribbon, this burning activities should also be done with utmost care, and we should rub. I already had done. I have rubbed this with sandpaper because due to corrosion, some basic carbonate layer it formed over this magnesium strip, so it prevents the burning of magnesium. It makes the burning of this magnesium strip difficult. So we have to peel off the layer first. So it should be rubbed with the sandpaper, and then this burning of magnesium should be done. So that's all for today. So take care. Okay, bye. ये रिकॉर्ड अच्छे से मेंटेन कीजिए. I forgot this about this. Actually, you see, it takes some time. Now, earlier it was blue in color, and now the color it turned into light greenish color. Okay. So now the more amount of ferrous sulfate is present inside this solution, and due to the formation of ferrous sulfate, the color changes to light green. Okay. The intensity of blue color has been faded, and I will leave it for the whole night, and tomorrow I will see it again. The whole day I will let it like this, and then the color will completely turn into light green. Okay. Okay, thank you.